Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Sarge here, sharing with you a clan match that I had the other night. It's my boys AOD versus Mercenarios Clan on Conquest map Oasis. Now I'm going to be spawning as the US here first, starting off, and I'm running with the M416 as my primary. My secondary is the MP443. The gadget I have is the 40mm shotgun, specking out into lightweight, and then magnum ammo. I'm going to give you guys the map layout, what I'm going to be doing, as far as what my team is going to be doing. And so first in the red, you can see that's where my guys are going to be going. The green is where I'm actually headed. So I'm going to have one guy take A, and then three of them spread out and hold B, while me and a buddy of mine try to flank over to the mountainside. Now I'm going to be more of a scout here. My job is to get over to C and try to use that area as a spawn point for just in case if we don't manage to control our points that well. So I'm more of a spawn point when I'm playing in this match, rather than trying to hold flank points or trying to take out as many people as I can. I'm going to be more up close and up front in their base the whole time, and trying to draw them back to their objective, which is, they want to hold C. And so you see me there, I'm already in their base and trying to work them for a little bit, and I send the alarm letting them know that I'm taking C. That's going to hopefully draw some of them back there to take that. While my buddy watches the mountainside, he's going to try to give me as much cover and eyes as possible, while I again try to get the enemy to focus on me. So here we're using the M416. It's actually my first time ever playing it with this weapon on this map. Usually when we're playing our regular clan matches, or at least the other leagues, we have more of a kit choice, and the assault is never the primary kit of or primary use in a game like this. It's usually you're either running medic or engineer, and I'm probably one of the very few players that can actually carry with the recon class. Recon and the assault are usually the underdogs when it comes to competitive play in Bad Company 2, and they're kind of overlooked because the other classes have more of a teamwork involvement and more of an effectiveness when it comes to clan play than the other classes. So I actually have never used an assault kit on this map, or have played it ever when we've done clan matches on using this map. So this is my first time using the M416, and it seems to be a mistake for me, at least from my experience playing this match. It's because it does deliver a lot of high damage and extreme ranges, but the problem is that when you're up close, you're always going to be outbeaten by guns that have more of a closer mid-range capabilities, such as the XM8, whereas the M416 is more of a mid-range and long-range standard range. And you're trying to pick off. See, like that, there's just way too many guys, and I wouldn't have taken them out that easily. Whereas if I probably would have used the XM8, I would have done a lot better. But again, I'm just using myself as a spawn point here, trying to keep myself to flank that mountainside, and again trying to get the enemy to move back. So right now we're looking in pretty good shape because we have 2 points, and that's the goal. Is every time we play Conquest or in a clan match, we want to at least hold 2 objectives at all times and bleed the enemy from their tickets. There's no medics used in this specific league. It's only assault only, just like the previous clan match that I showed you guys. There are rules when you're playing, and so there's no vehicles allowed. Certain weapons can't be used, and the kits is limited down to the assault only. And so I believe all the guns for the assault are legal. There's some secondary weapons or all kits that you cannot use, but as far as the main assault weapons, you can use them all. The attachments, you cannot use the noob tube. I would say that's basically banned from the competitive play in this league, and so shotgun is the primary weapon of choice. Maybe some teams might go for smoke for flanking routes, but in this case, shotgun is the primary gadget of use. And so here you see it's doing pretty well. We actually try to pull a triple cap, which doesn't happen often when you're playing in clan matches. You're always fighting for one objective or 2. And so we did pretty well, but they actually fired back at us, and they double capped us. Kind of fast forward that actually, so they actually played a really good part in flanking us, and they got A, which kind of drew us back there. But I stay focused on my objective, which is to hold C at all times. That was my primary goal when playing this specific round. And you'll see in the next round we're going to switch it up just a little, and they actually switch it up as well. So you always want to be ready just in case a plan doesn't go through. You always want to make sure that you have some sort of backup plan at all times. And so right now, when we tried to hold those 2 points, which was A and B, it didn't work through. They flanked over to A. But I had my guys go ahead and take care of that. And while I try to take C, it's going to try to draw them back, at least some of them, to try to recap what I'm already taking. And so I'm in good shape. Took out that guy that was just sitting there camping. These guys are really careful. I mean, as far as my experiences playing with them, this is my, I think, second game with the Mercenarios. If you guys aren't familiar with the clan, they're based out of Brazil, a Brazilian team, and so they're actually really, really good. They put up a really good fight. I think this was probably our toughest match next to King Dong's, and so here you see is controlling. I'm controlling C with a buddy spawning on me, and we're in pretty good shape. Using sound to my advantage, I want to make sure that I have as much awareness of my surroundings at all times. Sound is definitely a huge help, and I mentioned it a couple times in my previous videos that you want to make sure you have a nice headset with good surround sound so you can hear your enemies wherever they are at. Whether you're throwing a grenade and they call out, call out whatever command they do when they're issuing orders, or someone falls, a comrade falls, and you hear somebody yell out that happens. It basically gives their position away. And so if you have good sound, you can you're more aware of your surroundings. Whereas if you're not, there's going to be certain perks you're going to be missing out on. And so here we're actually trying to go for a triple cap. It seems like they're holding up a really good fort at B, but I'm going to try to stay focused on their spawn just for a little bit. And it looks like we're going for the third cap, and we're in pretty good shape. Again, this is a very dangerous position for the enemy. You never want to get triple capped at all. You always want to make sure you have a guy flanking to try to take the back objectives, or the objectives that are farther away. And some teams, what they do is they make the mistake of trying to send too many people out. You always want to make sure you send at least one scout, and then keep the rest of your team holding the 2 primary objectives, which are the ones closest to you. If you manage to set up a wall there, then you can go ahead and start pushing into their uncap. But if not, you want to always make sure you have one scout to take out the closest objective, and then the rest to set up or form a barrier. Make sure that there's no potential flanks. So it looks like we're in pretty good shape here, and the game is actually, the first round is going to end here really soon. And so we did, my guys that I play with, I mean, they're really on point. I mentioned in my last video that when you're playing with a team, you want to make sure it's always the same guys, because there's certain things that you learn from the players that you play with constantly that you won't learn with somebody who's just consistently new. So I think I just got team killed there. I think I actually got into the enemy fire there, and a buddy of mine tried picking him off, and I got into his line of sight. But we ended up winning that first round really good. We did really good. But what happens here is they make a substitute. You're going to see that here. It shows that there's one of them missing, but he actually ended up leaving at the end of the match. And what they're doing here is they're substituting someone else to fill in for the player that they got rid of. And apparently they're going to be changing up the play style here, or the gameplay here. So what we do is we're going to be spawning over into the Russian uncap. Now it's switching sides, and the thing we're going to be doing is kind of using the same tactic, which is basically sending 3 guys out over to I don't know what happened there. I think we were actually, when the match started, the round wasn't live yet, so now it's actually live. Okay, so what we're going to be doing here is basically the same strat, which is sending 3 guys over to the mid objective, which is B, and then 1 just to cap A. I'm going to just brush over here real quick to help the buddy that I'm supposed to cap, or he's supposed to cap A with, get a couple points in first. And then I'm going to help these guys here. It's 3 of us trying to set up a fort at B. The other side's going to have the advantage here, and I make the mistake of trying to take the roadside, which is very open. You don't want to be out in the open like that. You see, I'm caught off guard right there. I don't know what the hell I was doing, and he picks me off. But you want to try to use as much cover as you can and stay hidden, and keep the enemy guessing. You know, because they already have the assumption of where you're going to be, but you want to be as unpredictable as you can. So my job is still the same. Once I saw my buddies, we're switching spots now. They're going to take B. I'm going to send one over there to hold the fort, and my job again will be scouting out to take out A. And that guy just popped out of the bush there, trying to surprise me. Right now I'm on radar because as I take him out, he's probably already calling for backup. So I need to get to that A house quick and set up a perimeter there. And right now I'm going to be cornering up in this part of the room here and using sound to my advantage. So right there, I heard him running by, and so I picked him off with a shotgun. And then typically what you want to do is when you pick someone off, you want to find a new location, but I kind of just stayed out here thinking that he didn't know or pinpoint where I was. But the reason behind that is because you don't want to, again, like I was mentioning before, you want to be unpredictable. And so when you shoot somebody or kill them, you want to find a new position. That way, you know, where they assume that you're going to be, you know, you're going to be somewhere else. And so I'm still cornered up in there and just holding up a little fort here and keeping those points going up. And again, we're going for the triple cap. He sees me now. He knows where I'm at. And so what I need to do is actually try to find a new position. There you go. Oh, just right across the door. So I try not to take his high ground, even though I should right now. I should be going up to the roof. I think I am now. There you go. Now I'm taking up high grounds, and this is going to give me more of an awareness of what's going on around the whole map. Now, with Oasis specifically, it's a lot harder. Again, this is because it's only 5-on-5. There's not a lot to look out for, and there's so much cover. It's just really hard to pinpoint where people are at, and so you kind of have to make a guess where the main hotspots are. So right now they've taken B, and I know I'm watching my back there because I know that there was some guy that was wanting to flank A, and they took C too. So they have two objectives. We're in a dangerous position now. Now they're going to make a move in on us, and they're in the top bungalow there at B. And I pointed them out for my guys, but again, I want to also not just focus too much on B, let my guys handle that, but at the same time, I need to watch my back. And I think I got a little too caught up here. So I'm watching there. I heard him. Okay, I heard that guy down there, and so I went over there to pick him off, and now I'm going to go back up and take my post up again. So you see me here just camping it out, giving some eyes for my teammates, letting them know exactly where I might see enemies, but at the same time watching my back because I'm in their spawn now. So basically they spawn behind me, and I want to make sure I watch my back at all times. Call out the guys that are on the road, and so my buddies immediately start heading over to that direction and firing on them as I give them their positions. So I'm in a good spot here. Taking high ground is an ideal thing to do because it gives you more, you get to see more of the playing field, and that's what you basically want. And so we have double cap now. We're good. But again, see, I'm getting too caught up with trying to focus on B, where my guys are supposed to be handling it, not actually watching my back. So that was another mistake. But as you see, the new kit that I'm actually running with, I thought I was running the M416, but I actually switched to the XM8 because it's a lot better for this map. And you'll see that I actually do a lot better here. But I get picked off there, and I end up spawning over back in our spawn base and try to recap C for a little bit. Only because we need it. We need to at least hold 2 objectives. And so, actually C is capped, sorry. Have my guys going to B, and I want to take that flank route again, but they're watching it. So they set up a wall and a barrier for us. Now we're in a stuck position where we can't really move up anymore. And I'm trying to watch this guy. I move into another position and pick him off. So once I do that, again, I'm on the radar now because he knows where I'm at. So I got to make sure I move quickly and efficiently. I don't want to be caught off guard and get hit with the next set of waves that they keep sending over to us. So this area is going to be very dangerous because, again, they know they're catching on to what I'm doing. So there's a guy there. You see, he was trying to pick me off, or at least fall back to his position to find out where I'm trying to flank. And so now that I'm on radar, I'm going to try to post up. And I don't know what is it about this room, but I just kind of stay up in there for a little bit and use my buddies to spawn on me. But hopefully, I'm thinking, you know, I think it's the same guy. Yeah, he knows I'm in there, so I'm trying to pick him off, and I get killed right there. But XM8 is actually what I switched to instead of the M416, because it has more of a mid and close range advantage, and that's what I want on the map like this. You want to go with, you know, more of a an aggressive kit layout, and so with the M416, I just don't seem to do as well playing aggressively than I do with the XM8. That's just my style of preferences, but I know others out there have their own as well. So there you go. You see us, we're getting double capped here. So these guys are putting up a really good fight, and I caught that guy off guard. I think that was the second time I caught him off guard, but they've already caught on to my plan. But I have two guys here. They're spawning. They're going to be we're going to be trying to cap this A again. Again, we want to draw the enemy away from where they're trying to set up, because what they're doing is they're trying to push us into C and then set up a whole wall there, just like we did to them when the first match started. And that's what you don't want to happen. You don't want that to happen. And so you got to always flank out into the back objective, or the objective that's closest to their base, to draw them back. You want to keep them from setting up a perimeter. That's the whole idea behind all of this. So I go to B. My buddy's going to stay over at A and try to hold up a fort there, and I try to give some support for these guys. And it looks like we're doing pretty good shape, but I'm kind of lost here because, again, I don't play the assault kit on Oasis, and so I need to find some cover, and I'm just using this stupid little cube right in front of me, and it's somehow working in a way, but I need to take the bungalows. That's where you're more safe, and so I don't know where he went, but he jumps down and he picks me off there, and Creation, he's pretty good. That guy killed me a number of times. He killed a lot of my guys as well. I think we were whining about him in the chat. Communication is key. You want to make sure you have hot spots that you always call out. You make sure that your guys know exactly where the enemy is at, and be specific about it. You don't want to call out something that's so broad and bland that they don't know idea where the hell that's at. You want to make sure you have a nice a layout of where to call out positions, and I know some clans, they have a grid system, which is really good. We don't use a grid system though, but we use more of names, like trash can, red trash can, or explosive barrels here, A house, B house. It's something that's simple. I know for us, we're just a lot of the guys don't really like the more complex systems, but we go for something more simpler, something that's more visually attractive, whereas if we were to use some kind of point grid system, it'd be a little more there'd be a lot more effort into learning your map layouts, and so especially with Battlefield, because the maps are huge, not as big as the traditional Battlefield maps, of course, but still there's a lot to learn behind each map and every cover route that you can flank, and so we keep it simple. Anyways, I'm just gonna get off here and let you guys enjoy the last couple bits of gameplay that we have. These guys did really well, and so I give them big props for putting up a nice fight for us. We're currently in the lead with 9 wins, 0 losses, and we're going to be having our final match against King Dongs next week. And so wish us luck, and hopefully I'll be able to record that game and get that online for you guys as well. And stay tuned in on my channel. Take care.
I got one. There's one on the roof up by that woods. We're on B too.
Got the 3 back here. Dropped 3 at B.
Ammo! Over here! Enemy outpost secure.
There's one in the road coming towards you guys at A. Turn around, whoever that... A, whoever's that assault. Right there, jumping right behind.
They're still on C, 2 of them.
Target down!
Dropped 1.
Yes. I got the guy behind B.
There's one over here.
1 behind the crates at double stack.
Alright, I'll go back since we're all here.
I'll go back too. I don't think...
The firebase has been compromised.
Where's our house?
Gah! They're behind a B house. They're on crates.
Position secure.
On you, Enigma.
One at the crates, one behind the house also. There's 4 at B. They're sitting around the crates, guys.
Hey, here is some ammo. Objective has been secured. It seems like the Americans are falling back. Well done.
Nice, good job. I seen that coming.
Penguins.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Another 20 bones.
One of the guys.